the world's elite will descend on Davos for the World Economic Forum's first winter meeting since 2020. The themes on the official agenda are a bit of a mouthful, so let's break it down. Here are the top 3 things that'll dominate this year's agenda. Number 1, it's all about inflation. The post-COVID recovery crashed headfirst into surging CPI in 2022. Supply chains stretched to breaking point and prices soared, putting pressure on consumers. The Fed and central banks around the world responded with aggressive rate hikes, taking the possibility of a recession in their stride. But were they behind the curve? Number 2, a shifting geopolitical landscape.
Oh, yes.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine forced many nations to choose sides and shore up energy supplies. Russia was absent from the forum's summer gathering in May and won't be there this year either. China-US relations also hit a new low over Taiwan and human rights. China is looking to come back bigger than ever at its first gathering since the pandemic, but will they receive a warm welcome? Number 3, crypto and regulation. A late addition to our top 3 thanks to the implosion of Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX empire in November. His arrest and extradition to the US has given regulators more ammunition in their drive to rein in the crypto industry. So are we already past peak crypto? Those themes aside, the big question may be more about the event itself. With criticism in recent years about its relevance, can this year's Davos produce anything more than talk?
Those on and off ramps around facilitating trading between fiat currency and cryptocurrency is something that's happening now, and I'm glad it's moving along. And so you kind of have those two ends of the spectrum, the connecting to the legacy world and the really new advanced thinking that's going on. So
Abigail wants to bridge the crypto world and the traditional world. She doesn't have a board of shareholders to answer to. The Johnsons run Fidelity and she's the CEO. She's excited about crypto and manages $11 trillion. Fidelity has offered Bitcoin IRAs and FIS has a RippleNet integration. Half of the world's wealth flows through FIS. And FIS offers a payment solution that has Ripple as a module, meaning if you're using FIS software, you could plug and play RippleNet. The initial integration was just Xcurrent. Xcurrent is no longer a product, it's just RippleNet. That includes ODL and Crypto Liquidity Hub. Ripple chose to make the software that did not include crypto assets. It's like a Trojan horse. They use RippleNet because it's cheaper and faster, and as time progresses, they start expanding to the XRP ledger.
Hello guys, today is yet another day in the crypto world and things are looking up. The crypto market has been on a constant bullish trend and most enthusiasts are wondering if this is the bull run that we've all been waiting for, or is it another bull trap? Well, from my perspective, all that matters is investing in the right cryptos and you won't have to wonder about the short-term moves. At the end of the day, if you've done your research properly, you are in for the bullish run of the century. Speaking of which, let's roll that intro and I'll share with you my thoughts on regulations, XRP, and the future. As always, welcome back to Money Side, your favorite crypto channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get updates when we drop new videos. And don't forget to smash that like button, and you can always, of course, leave a question or a comment in the section below. Well, here's an interesting tweet to get us started for the day. Watcher Guru shared a tweet stating, just in, U.S. Bank of America says CBDCs and stablecoins are the natural evolution of money and payments. And I can't help but agree with this tweet. There's no way we can avoid CBDCs, especially in the future of cryptos. CBDCs will help create some level of trust and increase adoption of cryptocurrencies worldwide. But this year's Davos, we might see a significant change in the crypto market. That's because the entirety of last year, all the world could talk about is the crashes in the crypto world. And if we continue operating in an unregulated format, we might witness another crash soon. So it's important to stay ahead of the curve, especially now that most governments have had to increase their interest rates, causing panic mode with the fear of a recession happening soon. We all need to invest wisely and smartly, even if the crypto world is a complete hedge against inflation. And as it is proven in the past, there's a likelihood that crypto is not immune to inflation, although the effects might be mild. Either way, proper research is necessary if you want to profit in the crypto world.
Sandra Rowe of the Global Blockchain Business Council confirming what we all know to be true. The environment is pretty challenging right now.
I think most people in the industry would agree this has been a very tough year, and we are heading into 2023 in not only a macro difficult environment, but a crypto and blockchain difficult environment. However, I do see some bright lights, and I think as a community, we actually need to work more closely together than we ever have and do our best to support each other, and especially the good actors in the space. We have an environment where trust has been broken, trust needs to be rebuilt, and there needs to be regained confidence.
Regained confidence is critical, totally agree here. And might I add resilience. Now, this is a story as old as time. No sector, no asset, no financial product or instrument is or ever has been immune. And Sandra reminded us it's well worth remembering this is the first time trust has been shattered as a new business sector developed.
There was a great example that was actually given by ranking member Patrick McHenry during the U.S. House Financial Services Committee meeting on the FTX collapse. He said, this is not new. Frauds have happened all throughout American history. We didn't get rid of the railroads because there was fraud in the railroad industry. What has happened, and many of the instances, are very much fraud related, scam related, and that will happen in any industry that is growing as rapidly as crypto and blockchain.
That's completely true. Even the normal fiat world, we still get scammed. And might I add, in the silliest ways possible, the collapse of FTX isn't something new. However, the government's regulatory body, the SEC, will use the issue with FTX to forcefully push their agenda for the crypto world, neglecting the fact that Gary Gensler was a major contributor to the success of FTX.
Hi, my name's Ryan Zagone. I'm with Ripple. I want to follow up with a couple comments on particularly the conversation about what we'll see going forward and the ecosystem we see developing. So right now, I think blockchain and Bitcoin has been described as a panacea for everything in financial services. We spent 2 years working with banks for proof of concepts, pilots, and live products that they're working over on Network Now to learn that that is not the case, that Bitcoin or blockchain is not needed to solve all of our issues. As was said earlier, DTCC can go real time today with the technology they have today. It's not a technology problem. What we're focused on, and where blockchain comes in, is on use case specific issues. So in finding a use case where there's friction that could benefit from blockchain. So in our vision of the future is that you have some blockchain or Bitcoin networks developed, both private and public, and you also have centralized systems like DTCC running today. And the value we see going forward is not in building a network that everyone uses, but in connecting these different networks. So we see a varied ecosystem of both distributed companies or distributed networks, along with centralized networks. And the value here is going to be connecting those. There was a comment earlier about, do we need blockchain to connect those? And we wholeheartedly think no, that is not necessary, and nor do we think we'll likely see that. Likely because of the permissions, the operational resiliency concerns that come up when outsourcing the operations of a network to unknown parties. That's far outside of what we see in the regulatory construct. So we likely see an interoperability protocol that gets developed that is not blockchain-based.
You mean that individual networks may be blockchain-based, but the network-to-network thing is not?
Correct. And I would point folks to the W3C, the Web Standards Group for the Internet. They have such protocol that they're working on now called Interledger. And it's a non-blockchain protocol that connects centralized systems and distributed, along with distributed to distributed. It creates an internet of value as we see it, where there's connectivity between all different types of systems and systems that are designed for use case specific problems, not one architecture that we apply to everything. I don't think that's where we'll see a practical application of these tools.
Jerry Brito, what question?
Here's another tweet that shows you the future of cryptocurrencies lies with XRP. Interledger and cross-border payments are the future of cryptos. But in the US, there has been a lot of behind-the-scenes manipulation. Only one person was going to change that, and that's why they wanted him out of office as soon as possible: Trump. Listen to this.
I believe that today we need to strike the right balance between the necessary rebuilding of national social contracts and at the same time strengthening our multilateral system to address critical issues such as trade, investment, terrorism, and migration. I'm aware that your strong leadership is open to misconceptions and biased interpretations. Therefore, it is so essential for us in the room to listen directly to you.
I'm here today to represent the interests of the American people. The world is witnessing the resurgence of a strong and prosperous America. I'm here to deliver a simple message. There has never been a better time to hire, to build, to invest, and to grow in the United States. Regulation is stealth taxation. The U.S., like many other countries, unelected bureaucrats, and we have, believe me, we have them all over the place, and they've imposed crushing and anti-business and anti-worker regulations on our citizens with no vote, no legislative debate, and no real accountability. In America, those days are over. As president of the United States, I will always protect the interests of our country, our companies, and our workers. We are lifting self-imposed restrictions on energy production to provide affordable power to our citizens and businesses and to promote energy security for our friends all around the world. No country should be held hostage to a single provider of energy. America is roaring back, and now is the time to invest in the future of America.
What I will tell you is that the lawsuit was filed on December 22nd, 2020, on the last day of the prior administration when Jay Clayton was the chair of the SEC. The day after the lawsuit was filed, Jay Clayton left office, and within 2 weeks of the lawsuit being filed, the entire senior leadership team that was, I think, involved in the decision to file the lawsuit left the SEC. So why Ripple? I'm not really sure. I think we can all venture a bunch of different guesses. Maybe the SEC was tired of playing whack-a-mole with some smaller tokens, and they felt that if they could go after Ripple and indirectly attack the digital asset XRP, which Ripple relies on to facilitate its cross-border payments, maybe they thought that they can send a broader message to the entire market. But I think what they've learned is that if you challenge a well-resourced company, that well-resourced company can put on a very robust defense and really expose the SEC.
Keep your eyes open and invest wisely, guys. As always, please do your own research. And always trade safely, guys. Please keep in mind we're not a licensed financial advisor. All the videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. You can let us know what you think in the comment section below, and let's start a conversation. Thanks as always for watching. Couldn't be here without you. Don't forget to like this video, and please click on that subscribe button. And be sure to turn on notifications, that way you get posted when we put up new content. Look forward to seeing you next time here on Money Side.